How's it going? To the people who watch me who don't play Celeste, sorry, don't care. Yeah. So, but to the people who do play Celeste, we're doing golden practice on a map called T. I've been doing it for a while. I've been practicing a lot on this map. It's actually stupid. Hold on, the volume of this music might be too loud. Just mute it. I gotta get my game open. There will also be no face cam in these practice things. I kind of just want to stream this so I can showcase some stuff. I've uploaded a few videos on it on my second channel on this map. But that's about it. I haven't done much. I haven't uploaded much about it, considering how much time I've put into it. Also, my Celeste mods need to update, which is awesome. Mostly just Solaris, because that map updates like every day. And it's very big updates too, for whatever reason. Like, it will update that. It will take a good solid 20 seconds to update that. And then it will just, like, within the same frame, update everything else at once. Because that's how big that map is. And the updates are for it. Even though I probably wouldn't ever notice the difference. They've probably changed some rooms. It's my assumption. Which is cool, because I haven't even finished Solaris. I'm still on, like, halfway through. Alright. So, I'm gonna need to turn on my desktop audio. And I'm gonna need to keep that down. And we're gonna go straight to just game tab on OBS, and we're gonna go to Celeste because I know yep, there it is. Alright, this isn't even the right map, but I want to play it as warm up. Alright. I might need to close my tab in Chrome on my computer. This is my warm-up. I'm gonna play this room. This is not going well. You wanna see the room before it? This map's so weird. This map's so freaking weird. Oh, fuck. So it's like, you hit this, you wall bounce. You do that. And then you wall bounce again. That's really, really weird with the falling objects. How you do that. And then you go to this room. But yeah, this is a map I've been working on learning. Because this is... yeah. Oh, is there screen tear? Oh, well, sorry. Awesome. So we're gonna be doing T practice. That's what I meant to do. Hold on. How is the screen tear so bad? It's so stupid. How? Hey, what's up, Finn? Yeah. I'm just gonna do a first run. So I want to explain my strats first. So we begin with, like, I just want to get through this first room as fast as possible, pretty much. It's pretty mindless. Here's a stamina puzzle. Just copy my movements. Some neutrals. There are 2 ways to do this room that I found that work. One is to do this. Just a reverse wave dash at the start. I find that while it takes longer to do this shred is more consistent, just doing this and lining up here. Because then you don't have to land on, like, you don't have to reverse wave dash off the edge of the block from the start there. And then just this route for the rest of the room. Here, you kind of want to be just barely where your, like, entire backpack is back there, and you just want to, like, when it respawns, you'll see the lineup. Like, you want something like that, and you want to just jump and hold jump and right at the exact same time you start pressing both buttons. Yep. And then what will happen is you'll land on that ledge, as I did earlier, and that will give you the perfect setup to just drop down and up right, and right dash and then up dash, and then do the rest of the room. Here is another pretty basic room. Not much to say about it. You can land on the platform down here, but sometimes I just feel like neutraling up for whatever reason. I have inconsistent methodologies. Here you want to do climb jumps from the bottom. You want to jump, uplift dash, readjust down, then do a jump out, and then keep climbing up, and then neutral up at the final thing here. Just do climbing here, jump there, and you want to do it in a way that, like, you're pretty much at the top of the dash refill crystal when it refills. So you're at maximum height, and then the rest of the room is pretty free from there. Bye. Okay. This room kind of sucks. I hate this room in general. Generally, you're gonna want to do this. You're gonna want to line up slightly below the top of the block back there, like I did, and then you're gonna want to do a pretty big jump, not quite full, until you can get used to the. You can get to the top of the block and then do like a small jump over, or you can do a line up and do a full jump, which in my opinion is easier. And then the rest of this room is pretty straightforward. This room's also pretty straightforward, but it is precise. Fuck. Yeah, so you neutral up here, and then you want to get the line up so you can do this. Go down, go up here, so you skip the part with these 2 blocks where you'd have to neutral, or jump up and then neutral, and then jump over. You skip that part by getting the other dash, by doing the lineup at the start here. Instead of normally what it wants you to do is this. Normally it wants you to do that, but that's not what I do because it's just easier to do this. And skip any amount of precise jumps. Here I do this. Not really a good reason as to why. I just like to skip this gap. Even though it's probably a lot tighter to do it this way. I have gotten consistent at it, and that's just how I do it. For this room, what I used to do was I did the jump here, and then I barely went left after jumping up, and then dash left, and then let go. And then I do something like that, but that's not what I do now. Instead, I back up here and wave dash up here, which saves me time and is not much more precise. Unlike the third room of this chapter, which has basically the same ideas. Oh my god, this room, I really suck at stamina management. So this room's pretty straightforward as well. Just climb up. There's no particular strat that's like against the intended route here that I've developed. That's really, that's, wow. Yep, and then you do that, and then you have to do, it's pretty tight there, the jump up. You want to go from the ledge there where I was grabbing, you want to get to the top of the block, and typically I'll do a full jump and then it won't grab the top thing half the time, so I'll just do another jump to get even more height off, like a bee hop or whatever it would do to get more height to grab the ledge, and then it's pretty smooth sailing. This room's pretty easy as well. One of the easiest rooms in terms of like risk of failing. Although the timings are kind of hard, about as hard as the rest of the chapter, they don't really punish you for it, so it's fine. And this room, the last room of the first checkpoint, sucks because of this part at the very end of it. Which, with nerves, if you were getting nervous early, in earlier golden runs until you've done it a lot of times, you can begin to get nervous at this point already, and you could easily mess that up. So it kind of sucks. So yeah, that's the first checkpoint. I'm just gonna go slow. I'm gonna go painfully slow through this chapter to explain everything for the first run. This room's also pretty straightforward. I feel like you can observe most of my strats. Just don't have nerves. Yeah. This room, for whatever reason, when I'm doing second checkpoint deathless, I'll fail this room, this first room of the second checkpoint, like a lot, when it's really one of the easiest rooms of the checkpoint. And I've gotten the second checkpoint deathless like 3 times. Yeah, so for this room, you're obviously meant to get the core block, and you might be able to save some stamina from that, but as you all know, core blocks are pretty easy to mess up, so you do the same idea as in the third room, where normally in the third room of the chapter, it wouldn't be worth it to me. Here it is, because it's definitely worth it to get consistent at just reverse wave dashing at like the last pixel on that platform. So you don't have to worry about another core block. But there will be more core blocks you can't avoid immediately after. Like this one, but that's a fairly inconsequential core block, so. Alright, so there's a thing here that I've noticed. Let's see. Okay, that's that's wrong as well. So, wow. I'm really good at this. So there's a lineup like right here with my toe there. Not quite. There's a lineup like right here with my toe that will work. But it's very precise. Even though it's not very consequential and is easy to save, it can waste a lot of time. This room's pretty straightforward once you figure out the routing. Normally what it wants you to do is a precise jump here. Yeah, like that, up. But it's been found that you can just neutral jump up to get enough height there and still have the stamina. And then it's pretty easy for the rest of the room. Here, just go right then left then dash up. It's a little swerve. You could probably fail this pretty easily in a normal run if you were trying to replicate these strats and you didn't have the practice for whatever reason. Looks more precise than it needs to be. It kind of is, kind of isn't. Like, a lot of these lineups are pretty easy. It's designed to make this as easy as possible and as consistent as possible, rather. But yeah. This room is another one of those one-off rooms, which I think we've had two of before, which are just really short and pretty precise. So yeah. Just 3 dashes, and the last dash there is pretty very chokeable, and which is awesome because the next room over is one of the worst rooms in the chapter. Probably the hardest room of the second and first checkpoint combined. There are worse rooms in the last checkpoint, though, of the 3. So you do this. Alright. A reason I hate this is the stamina management. It's really technically not that precise of a room. But yeah, and then a stupid cord lock at the end, which is pretty stupid. Like, there's no way to make that piss easy. And this room is another one of those one-off rooms, except it's probably the easiest of those. Okay. You also have to be careful in this run to not, like, hold left or right after jumping immediately. A lot of times. Because then you'll just go to your death if you're not careful. But this room's pretty easy as well. This room's one of the easiest rooms in the chapter as well. On first runs, but it's about as consistent as all the others. Because it never gets too much more consistent than it was. And instead of using this core block that's down here to get across, I like to use this right up here, which you're supposed to use to get to a strawberry. A strawberry it's a dashless berry that would be up here. I like to use this chance to just get over like this. Then I do this room, which there are no easy strats for. This is another one of the hard rooms. Mostly because of the core blocks, the 2 core blocks being pretty much the last frame you can jump off the core blocks. You guys ready for the last checkpoint? Because it's just really awful. Here it is. It's rising lava. You have to execute pretty much the same level of precision, but faster. Here, there's a lineup here. Alright. Alright. I messed up. I hit restart chapter. That's not what I meant to do. So, we're gonna go... we're gonna go back here. And we're gonna explain this room a bit better. So, here it's pretty straightforward. Alright. It's not what I wanted. So here you're just going to want to do some pretty straightforward maneuvers. Here you want to wait for the fireball as it's coming up to jump and then moves barely right to be like right alongside it. And then you're going to want to do up dash, right dash, up right dash. And then you're going to want to just climb up and finish here. Here is a really stupid lineup that you will almost never get consistent at, which is pretty precise and requires a buffer input. Like on the farthest pixel out from the block where it can still activate a wall bounce. And then just some precision stuff after. Here's the least consistent, definitely like the worst, the epitome of awful rooms, really. In general. You have to position and time to jump off that core block almost perfectly. And then another pretty easy to choke core block there. Until you build perfect muscle memory for it. This is another one of the rooms where you don't hold right or left immediately after jumping. You want to wait to do it. Oh yeah, this last checkpoint is really something else. That's just not what I wanted. Thankfully, the rising lava is decently forgiving. Alright. With timing stuff, except for the second room of this checkpoint, which was the wall bounce lineup. And then the rest of the room is pretty simple. This room's technically really not any different from the other rooms in difficulty. But something makes me nervous when I get to this room. I would go in precision. I would be even more precise about all of the little positioning I'm doing in that room before. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. In that room specifically. It's pretty obvious what you would need to do to make it as easy as possible. There's no confusion. This room sucks. Mainly because of the first jump. The first neutral, rather. And then you can just skip that dash refill. And then here's the final rising lava room, which is the second least consistent room in the chapter. Only to that other core block room, which was like room 3 of the checkpoint. Oh my god. Please. Oh my god. I almost had it. So there, not only do you have to worry about the cycles, but you have to make sure you're pretty low fitting through that gap with the dash timings. Oh, and then I'm gonna do this room so I can say that I did it, but then I'm gonna go back and do this one segmented part. Or no, hold on. I'll just go down. I'll just go back. Hold on. Oh, fuck. Alright, so that's not... not gonna work. So, what we're gonna need to do is demonstrate... this. Again. And then here you're gonna want to do a full jump and then go into a neutral. Pretty much on contact. You cannot grab for a second on that core block. And then you do the rest of the room like how I showed you. It's pretty self-explanatory. So... and then this room's pretty much free, and this is how you know you're smooth sailing from here. This one jump can kill you, probably. Now, you might think, why don't you just do this? But that's more precise. I know, I'm pretty sure it wants you to do it like that, which is evil. But it is easier to do the super extended super in that, but it still sucks. And then just to save time, I'd like to do an extended hyper and then upright dash. It's pretty safe to do that. Oh, should I also mention where the moonberry is? Yeah, the moonberry is all the way over here, through this wall, and there's a demo. This is I'm not kidding. A demo. Mandatory demo. Maybe a setup. I haven't done the research into finding a good setup for it. Or even like a semi-decent setup. That makes it like maybe a frame easier. Yeah, no. So the FC of this would be a nightmare to Golden. And that's why I'm saving that for at least after 202. At least. And probably after Space Ruins, which is another Golden I want to do. 2 demos if you want to get out of that room. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually correct. 2 demos. Holy shit. Yeah, if you want to know how I got that Moonberry, I just debugged. I got to the Moonberry and then I just debugged out because I couldn't do it. Didn't want to bother. So that's the end of the chapter. So those are all my strats. Now that we've got that out of the way, I can actually try to do a real run. Yeah. Hey, you want to see something awesome? 3,899 deaths in this chapter total. I had like 1,400 on my first run. Yeah, and I have a lot of time on this. Not even like accounting for my time in debug on this, which is another 4 hours. So I have about 22 or 23 hours on this chapter in total. It's not easy. I would do an actual golden run, but yeah. Let's start by trying to get like a few checkpoints deathless. Maybe the first and second one. I don't know how long it will take me to get the final one. Because I haven't even like without recording gotten the last checkpoint deathless. So I don't want to know how long that would take on live stream. Hold on. Harder than 7B to gold? Hold on. My stream chat disconnected. My view dashboard. Harder than 7B to gold? It's definitely harder than the Hell Trio. It is definitely like rough. It's rough. It's harder than the Hell Trio, much easier than Farewell still, in my opinion. Although, I also haven't practiced Farewell in recent times. so I don't really know how close it is between the Hell Trio and Farewell. Oh my god, I'm really messing up. No, it took me like about the same time to get like sub. In the time it took me to get sub 100 on 7B, I only got like sub 300 on T, which would be 2 runs still, so not that bad, but you know, like, let's just run 7B. I don't have enough practice on 7B that I can like fully flesh out my opinions. I really don't. But from my time on 7B in the rest of the Hell Trio and all the Vanilla Goldens, I would say it is probably easier than T Golden. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a run. I have maybe 3 hours on this chapter compared to the 23 on T. Oh, fuck. That's awesome. Alright, yep, nope. I don't know why I'm done. It's a first. Okay. Oh. Well. Awesome. Where that T Golden pre- Oh, okay. Alright. So we've got... Alright. I said I was gonna play 7B to see the difference between them and T. Yeah. No. Yeah, I definitely find that in my time on 7B and the rest of the Vanilla Goldens, T is harder than the Hell Trio, easier than Farewell by a pretty huge amount, but still harder than the Hell Trio. In my opinion. Except maybe 6B. I have a lot of trouble with 6B for whatever reason. Yeah, let's go back to Deathless. Practice. It's really cool. Swag shot? Yep. Awesome. I actually might get consistent at that just to shave, like, what, 4 seconds off my time? Really nothing big. Alright. I'm still gonna finish this run because I made it pretty far into the first checkpoint deathless, and I need the practice on this room. I'm really, really bad at this room. For whatever reason. Awesome. Failed the lineup. First checkpoint is definitely miles more consistent, or possible to get consistent at. Much more possible to get consistent at than the first and then the second and final checkpoint. Why am I so bad at speaking? I say that and I failed this room twice, which is like probably objectively the easiest room of the checkpoint. Awesome. Yeah. I really loved finding the strats on this chapter, I will just say. The one thing I don't like is the final checkpoint, because of... I have a tendency in my practice runs, at least so far, I'll get really, really consistently, like, pretty good runs up to the final checkpoint. I'll get really good runs up to the final checkpoint, and then I'll just die. Over and over again to, like, the same 2 rooms. It's not what I meant to do. This jump's pretty stupid. Deaths PB? I have 8 death run of the chapter. Yeah. That was an insane run for me. I made it... Okay, for reference to how insane that run was, though, in that same day that I got a sub 8 run, I got the second checkpoint deathless for the first time on its own, and in that full run, a few hours later, I get the first checkpoint 1 death, the second checkpoint deathless again, and then 7 deaths on the final checkpoint, which I kind of expected because I'm going to be nervous when I get that stupid of a run. Wow. Our golden stupid. Yep. Why is my stream manager disconnecting from chat? You know what? View dashboard. I'm gonna watch from here. Gotta finish 7B first, though. Yep. This room is really just everything about what makes this chapter hard to golden in a nutshell. Because there's like the stamina puzzle, the core blocks, and the quick execution in general, which would come up again in Rising Lava. The final room really does that, like, but more. It just shows everything that the chapter is based on. Wow. This really isn't my best run. Oh, I had an idea. Hold on. I had an idea that I desperately wanted to try. This might take a few tries. I'm really not good at Hyper B hops. But I want to see if I can skip this core block with a Hyper B hop. So I did not do it right. You cannot skip the core block. Alright. I wanted to know. Found a checkpoint time. Alright. Let's see. I'm at 16 deaths right now. So... 16 deaths right now. I'm gonna probably get like... I'm gonna aim for sub 30. Probably a very realistic goal. Because I genuinely don't know with this last checkpoint how well I'm gonna do. Especially with this lineup here. It's kind of just awful. On entry. On Death Cycle, it will just line you up perfectly. But you know, you don't get that when you enter the room. That was... that was clutch. Well, I'm very glad that did not take me a billion years on that one room. And of course, I died to this room. Which really isn't that bad of a room. It's just... yeah, I should probably just not neutral there. Some of the entries of these rooms are really something else. This is pretty tight. Not sub 20. I'm amazed at myself that I even can remotely develop consistency at that cycle. Because that cycle is pretty rough. but yeah. This final room is really mean to me. It was way not on the cycle I need. This is pretty rough. Too low. Ran out of stamina. I really need to just learn to reset the moment I screw up a maneuver in this room. Generally, I can either pass... It's really just a toss-up of what I'm going to get on that run, actually. On that checkpoint. Typically, I will choke a room pretty... Demo get. Yeah, I'll do the demo. I actually am very bad at demos. Hold on. What is that over there? Hold on. That's not... Yeah, I don't have a demo button. That's rough. I believe I can go in the top route. I believe. Hold on. I need to think. I need to remember how I did this. It's not worth it. End of the chapter. Alright. So I might need a bit more practice to get consistent at the end. Yeah, definitely. I have a video of Start Deathless. I have a video of Searing Cliff Face Deathless. I think my farthest run in Scalding Updraft Deathless got to this room. No, actually I made it to this... Hold on. I made it to this room Deathless from the start of this checkpoint. Once. And then I choked. Nope, not happening. That room's rough. That barely was in the window to dash, and I still failed. Most of these first two rooms are pretty easy. I don't think I said that statement right. It's pretty precise. The beginning of the second room is pretty precise, but most of the second room in general isn't that precise. It's just a one, like, hard lineup, and then it's pretty easy. I have 6 viewers watching me play T and retry the second room over and over. The last checkpoint, that's something else. You know, hold on. That wasn't even that bad of a run. That wasn't even that bad of a run. You know what? Fine. Get gold? No. You wanna see me do a full run? I'll give you a full run. Thanks for not messing up the lineup. Expected. Well, that's what happens when I do a golden run. I could probably get to the third checkpoint with the golden at this point, but it would have to be a pretty, like, ridiculous fluke to actually get the golden in full at this point right now. Awesome. No, I'm not actually that bad at the first checkpoint anymore. When I was practicing this 2 days ago, I would have a lot of deaths at the very start of this chapter. For one reason or another. Yep, nope. Saw it coming. Those 2 rooms back to back are definitely the hardest part of the first checkpoint. And really the only part I worry about on the first checkpoint. Because the other stuff that is remotely hard is at the start of the entire challenge. So it's not that bad. And then the second checkpoint comes in and it's just all around harder on average. Bang my head. I forgot that I was getting the golden, so I forgot that it auto resets. So my instinct was to press R and restart chapter. Alright. New strat. Doesn't matter. Alright. The first run I get to the second checkpoint with the golden, that fails, I might do a run of, like, something else real quick. That's pretty easy to just, relax for 2 seconds. Because this golden legitimately stresses me out. In a few ways. It's pretty hard. And I've put a lot of time into it, so... Yikes. It's unfortunate. we're gonna play another map. We're gonna actually finish a run of 7B. Just because I want to know, like, a good idea of what I'm dealing with. So for the reference, I have like 23, almost 24 hours after this live stream will be on T. On Summit, it says I have 20 hours on Summit, but I also have 7A Golden. And I have most of my time on 7A Golden. I know for a fact I only have like 3 hours on 7B, and that would show by my death comparisons of these chapters. No, not 7A. Do 7B. I want to do a quick little run. That's something else. I forgot I had 2 dashes. I forgot how to think with 2 dashes. Wow. This chapter is really something else. Yep, nope. Why am I dying so much? Okay, nice. That's not the intended way to do it. It's not the intended dash pattern. I'm sure it's not. $500 Okay. Isn't there a strat where you can just neutral off this wall? I don't know what you do, so I'm not doing it. That's that room. It's not what you do. You just jump out of the dream block. What? Alright, so I know how to do it. Nope. You want to do... No, stop! Please! Okay. Awesome. See, you can just do that. Alright. I can't say much on the room by room base on like the whole general difficulty of the challenge in relation to T yet, but on a room by room basis it is so much easier, obviously. And last time I checked, T and 7B are about the same length. T is about, I don't know, 8 or 9 minutes deathless. And 7B I don't remember being as long as 7A, which is like 12. So they would be pretty close to the same length. Wow. Oh no. Alright, it's not... Fuck. Yep, that's my strat. I don't think that's the correct strat, but you know, it's my strat. I'm really going through these rooms really weird. It's kind of not working out for me. I'm rather not sure how to do this part. Well, that's a way that it works, I guess. Wow, not even a bad run. Probably a PB. For me, which isn't saying much because I PB'd like every run so far because I haven't done many runs. That room's pretty rough. Alright. This room's the choke point for a lot of people, I hear. I mean, understandably, but it's like, you probably could get consistent at it. I definitely think it's very possible to just develop a muscle memory for it and not have to worry about it. I definitely don't see it being as bad as some other rooms for choke points. This room's pretty weird. Okay. Now I remember what I'm doing wrong. Yeah. It's not even that bad. Oh my god. This room kind of sucks though, because I haven't really like learned the strat. What is the strat for this room, by the way? I know that's a strat I've seen someone use, but I prefer that strat. You know, the one that's like the intended. Yeah. What? What? That's... I see what I did wrong. Weird room. Yeah, you can kind of skip it like that. I've noticed. That's the strat. Think you're doing the intended way? Yeah. Hold on. You can definitely just do that. And that... What? I just discovered both of those. Let's go. I'm a genius. It's not true. Is a wall bounce more consistent? Like that? Is that more consistent than the normal way? Alright, that's not right. I need to remember the dash button. So it's up, right, up, left. Yeah. Pretty easy. Flag 15. Yikes. Not even like a hard flag. Just weird. Never did the wall bounce? this checkpoint. This flag is really something else. Whoa. This one's an interesting checkpoint. I know the way. I know the way to do it. I didn't do it right, though. I didn't execute it right. Surely there was a demo back there. With all these spinners designed this way, surely there are a lot of demos and speedruns, by the way. Nice. Not how you're meant to do it. I'm gonna not PB because of this stupid flag. I don't know why I call it checkpoint sometimes. It's just not a checkpoint. Of course. Did it. Nice. This is the one where it finally teaches you wall bounces. That probably works. Yeah, watch. Easy shred. Yeah, you can definitely get away with a lot of shenanigans. Whether that means what I'm doing here is easier than like the normal way, couldn't tell you. Awesome. 63 death. Yeah, I know how to do this cassette room, so I'm fine. I'm gonna get it. First try. Let's go. Not what you're meant to do. Alright, second try. Not that bad. Why is my stream kind of laggy? I'm looking at a preview, at the little mini bar on my phone I have with a preview. And it's a little bit, just a little bit, laggy and slow. I just noticed that. PB. Yeah, I don't think this is, that's definitely easier than T. To golden, because the strats definitely make a lot more sense, and they are definitely more possible to get more consistent at. Whereas with T, you can definitely learn all the strats about as fast, I would say. You can understand them and what you're supposed to do, but getting a muscle memory feel for them and getting consistent at them takes a lot longer, I would say. Is my answer. Because it's just objectively a bit more precise. I'm gonna stream for about 30 more minutes. How? My brain's like barely on, and I'm doing this. Why is a run without the golden getting this far deathless? I'm gonna PB. I'm gonna PB. I'm gonna get like sub 4. I'm gonna get 3 death run. I'm gonna get it deathless without the golden. And then life's gonna really suck. No, I'm literally going to do that. What the actual... What? first checkpoint deathless in a run. Wasn't meant to be. You know, this room is kind of valid to die to, in my opinion, because it's pretty tight. That room I was just in. Please don't do that repeatedly. I've done that so many times where I will spend several minutes in this room. Just not even dying, just failing that jump. That last jump multiple times. Thankfully it didn't take too long. Alright, 2 deaths still. I can still get a PB. I can definitely get... I made it on that insane... On my current PB, I made it to the last checkpoint with 1 death. But I can hope that I will not make as many mistakes on the last checkpoint. Especially since I do have like a solid 2 hours of just last checkpoint practice more since the last time I got that run. Also, that was very clutch. Kind of popping off. What's great is if I get it live, a PB, I can actually make sure it's recorded. It's like, that's the other benefit to live streaming it. Other than just being live. Also, I'm gonna have to be pretty dang good on the last checkpoint. If I want to get a PB this run. But, if I get a PB, I'll be able to upload that because it will have been recorded. Pretty much gonna need a flawless last checkpoint to PB that at this point. And it also won't be sub 5, so it won't be like big news. It will just be another PB. Screen's having the seizure most of the time. Are you still on the screen tear, or like, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, I'm really not gonna be able to PB if I fail in the first room. Okay. I can still save this. No, I cannot. Yikes. I can still get a good run, but it won't be a PB. Actually, I cannot get a good run at this point. Knowing myself, if I'm on this streak, I'm gonna stay on this streak of dying. To like that, it doesn't even make sense. It literally doesn't make sense why I'm dying. I really don't see the screen tear that you're talking about. I'm having a bad time with this room. Alright, so my second best run ever besides my 8 is 17 deaths, so if I can get it this try, it will be a notable run, for sure. But not happening, because why would it? Oh my god. This is genuinely the most stressful screen I've ever played. Just the individual screen. The worst I've ever played. It's so stressful. It just makes me want to punch something. More than anything I've ever played. Oh my god. Bruh. If I died to this room in a golden run, I don't even want to imagine. And the worst thing is, I probably will die in a golden run to this room. More likely than not dying. This room individually, I have practiced every room in the last checkpoint and optimized quite a lot. More so than any other rooms in the other checkpoints. I have really been careful to make sure my strats are as good as they can be. And I really can't do much else to optimize the last room. I just have to develop more and more and more muscle memory for it. Which makes it pretty rough. Alright, so you were talking about screen tear. I literally don't see what you mean. If you mean like the dark spots in the room pixelating a lot, that's not screen tear. That's just low res. That's low res bitrate messing up everything. Yeah, no. Here, I'll do solid practice of this room. over and over. What if I do an individual stream just practicing this one room? And I still suck at it. Oh my god, this is just so... You aren't supposed to neutral. It's just such a fine-tuned room. I forgot to restart. Hold on, let me see something. Trying to figure something out. So if I go... No! That's not... no way! There's no way that's the intended. There's no way that's possible. If that is, my whole life's a lie. No. Okay. I was about to say, is there a... I was thinking, what if there's a way around that? Entirely. What if you can get enough height to get over it? But it's probably just... Wait. Even if it is possible, yeah, I've definitely immediately proven that it's probably just safer to do the cycle. Which is awesome. This room is really this room's really something else. I did a decent amount of practice. Let's try a few more runs. Actual runs. There's definitely an even faster way through this room, but it's kind of risky. Alright, actually, you want to see the fastest strat for that room I've developed? It's really, really strange. Hold on. So the fastest strat is to do... that, and then a wall bounce. Let me try to get this. Fuck. Three times in a row? Yeah. Not happening. I mean, even there have been many cases where I've passed like the hard rooms of the last checkpoint, first try and full runs multiple times. But even when I do that, it just tends to be the case where, like, still 90% of the time I will die and then die some more to the same room. Because once I'm out of my flow on that, if I'm not in perfect flow on the hard rooms, it's just not gonna work. My muscle memory fails me. Also, what did I just do? I, like, clipped through. Why did I disconnect from chat? Hold on. It disconnected from chat after I did something. Which is awesome. Let's see. Alright, that's not far enough. Why am I trying to get the fastest route possible? It's literally not worth it. I'm not doing a T speedrun, and yet I'm trying very hard to learn the fastest possible route. You get the idea. Here, I'll do some more practice. One time. Awesome. What did I do? Alright. I don't know what I'm trying to do. That time I went too slow. Okay. So the awesome thing about that cycle and why it's so hard to get consistent at all is because you have to go at almost the exact same pace every time you enter the room. Because the cycle is pretty fast moving. And you cannot, there's no frame of reference from the bottom to where it's gonna be at. You just kind of have to build the muscle memory so well in the room that you go at the exact same pace. Like that, but slightly faster. Yeah, no. Well, the cycle still goes. When the rising lava is not active. So I don't know how I would use the rising lava itself as a visual cue. And the thing is, I couldn't wait for something because the rising lava on entry cycle, at least, will not stop to wait for you to decide to make your move. So you're gonna have a real fun time. What did I do? You just have to build very strong muscle memory. It's not impossible to get consistent at, it's just impossible to get, like, consistent at for a long while, I guess. It's just very hard to get consistent at, rather. Is a much simpler way of putting it. By far the least consistent room. I used to think this room was the least consistent, like without doubt. But as time goes on, I've discovered that's just not true. Pretty easy compared to the last room. This room was no joke on my casual playthrough either, I should mention. This took me longer than the farewell final room on my first run. And I did it after I did farewell. And it took longer. So, basically right after. Like, I did Space Peak after farewell, and then I did T, pretty much. As my intro to modded maps. And this one took me several hours to get, this one room. Why? Why can I not retry? Not on cycle. You have to... It's so hard to time out that because you really ideally want to learn, like, how to do it on the frame you can first move on respawn cycle. But you really can't just do that very easily. Why am I misdashing there all of a sudden? Why is that the common issue now? I'm just really butchering my inputs. This golden sucks. It's not how you do it. I gotta practice this room so much. Almost twice in a row. Almost. This room's so hard. It's real great. I have 20 hours on this chapter. Cannot do last room consistently. At all. Bruh. How about we do some golden runs? Nice. I've been streaming for about 2 hours. I've done enough practice today. This is gonna be rough. Yeah, no. Which is fun, because after tea, getting the golden berry, I'm going to have harder crap in this game as well. Immediately after to do. Which is fun. Because after I do that, I'm going to have to go back and get 202. Pretty much immediately is what my goal, to get 202. In the Vanilla Games chapters. The 2 berries. And, then I was planning on learning Sib's Crane. Then I was planning on learning, some other maps. I might learn the Well Golden because, possibly. Solaris is a good one. Space Peak I might do. And then I was planning on, basically, my hardest ever goal is to go for, like, one of the Lunar Ruins chapters, Golden Berries. Which, to anyone who doesn't play Celeste, Golden Berries means beat the chapter deathless. It collects. So, pretty hard. So, yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you in part 2. Bye.